This is the design y'all about to see. Louis Vuitton pink with some floral. So I hope y'all enjoyed this design and everything that came with it. Thank you.
Oh, okay. Oh, so okay. I'm doing basically a pink Louis Vuitton nail with some flower pieces, a whole bunch of other stuff I plan to incorporate into this look. So I have bubble Louis Vuittons, which these have to be encapsulated because they are kind of like thickish. I got some foil hot pink. I got some regular gold foil. I have these five colors, which is white, three pinks, and a gold. And I do have a drawing gold that I have over there, which I might use more than this gold to just make it a little bit more pigmented. And the way I had planned to incorporate the gold from that was I had some little foil, encapsulation Louis Vuitton pieces, which is going to be added to the nail too. Here go my tips. I have like little leaves that I'm about to put on there too. So, and then I have small little flower pieces that I'm going to add to it too. I really don't know what I'm going to do. I just had this idea. So, I'm going to first glue on my tips. I got all four that I need right here. I already pre separated and everything.
So So I'm going to apply these tips very randomly. The glue I have, for what I'm realizing, is kind of a subtle glue. It takes about 2 to 3 minutes for it to completely set. I'm thinking about getting some 5-second glue because this takes a minute for all the nails to attach. You can see by the time I put on the second tip, like it comes apart, which y'all will see in a few minutes. Put the second one. I placed it on my fingertips, and mind you, taking me a little bit longer because I do have some super long nails. I apply it and I hold it there for a couple seconds, thinking that it's okay. Then I hold the sides down. And in the same breath, I let it go, and poof, it disconnected. Mind you, I'm trying to recorrect my camera. I didn't put the camera where I normally put it, which is behind my desk. I put it to the side because it seemed like I would have gotten a better, how can I say it, focus angle on my nail tips than if I put it in the back. Sorry about the airplane. I've said it too many times in my videos before. I do not live far from the base, which is like a 5-minute drive from the Navy Air Base. So I'm not that. I'm like 2 miles from the landing strip. So that is going to be an enormous occurrence. But like I said, we're gonna glue on each of these fingertips. And I use this my makeup bottle, which is on my desk, because I did a makeup video the day before I did this nail video. To hold up the nail that way if I drop the hand again, none of them will unglue themselves from the nail tip. So I just put the bottle up under the hand. Normally what I do, I hold it onto the finger. And mind you, I try to hold it on for like 30 seconds before I switch to hold on to the tips. And what I'm looking for is if you put a drop, like one single drop of the nail glue in the bottom of the nail, which is the well or whatever you want to call it, and you attach it to your nail tip, the glue normally will fall. Like you can see it attached to the full nail. I don't know how to explain to it, but if you hold it, it makes like a whole seal around the whole nail. I try to hold it there until when I lift up my hand, it doesn't show that it's not attached. And that's all you see me doing right here. I let go of it a couple seconds ago. When I let go of it, it made like a little air bubble through the glue. Went back, hold it again until I think the glue is set at least on the top part. And after I do that, I normally go in on the sides. And once again, sorry about the noise in the background that I have no control over. I live in an apartment, however you want to call it, but we do own a townhouse. I mean, rent a townhouse, but it is slash an apartment as well. So this now is giving me some problems. So I literally put one drop, zip it over. Now, if you can see, you can even see the glue make a whole sealing around the nail. That's what I'm talking about. When you put that one drop and you press that nail on the tip, you need to make a complete sealant from the glue to the nail tip. And I just sit there and hold it. Like I said, as you can see, when I lift up, it kind of seems like it kind of lifts up a little bit when I let go. So I hold it down again to make sure it stayed. And if you see right where my thumb is, it looked like it made a small air bubble, but once I lift my thumb up in the other part, it just kind of sealed up. And this is when you hold down the sides, the tips. and then it looks like you get a full cover tip. Right now, I'm just slowly going on the edges and just making a straight line. It don't really gotta be perfect, but I do like to go on the edge and kind of make it a little straight, especially on a practice hand. I don't know if I would do this on a real person's hand, but the reason why I like to do it on this practice hand because I like my nail bed to look pretty good when I'm getting ready for my next set. And if I don't do this, it takes me a lot more longer to get my nail beds ready for the next set I do on my practice hand. And right now, I'm just straightening out the edge. I did cut the tips off camera. I didn't realize that until I looked at my camera. Mind you, when I'm working, I barely look up at the computer monitor screen. Mind you, when I do my makeup, like it's easier because you're looking up. But when you're doing a practice hand, you're 9 times looking down, not up, not towards the computer. You're looking down. So it took me a minute to realize when I was out of focus or if it was blurry or something because I'm not looking at the camera screen. Well, not the camera screen, but the computer screen that I'm recording on. And as you can see, I just go lightly across the sides, do a little quick little buff. And right now I'm about to get that electric foul. And what I'm doing right now is just basically getting rid of that, blending that nail tip to the natural nail bed. And mind you, when I do this, that sanding band on my nail tip is only a 240. That's why it takes me a little bit longer than if I was using, let's say, a 180 or 100 sanding band. And mind you, I do the same thing on my hand. Because what a lot of people don't know, a 280 is a very fine sanding bit. But at the same token, because it's on the machine, it still makes enough scratches where stuff will stick to it. Mind you, for my nails, I do use 180 regardless because I have very thick nails and 280 don't work for my tips. I know for a fact it doesn't. I did it when I first started out doing nails. Mind you, I've been doing them for 7 years on my own hand. So I know a 240 grit file is not going to work. It just comes to some points where I've used 180, 100, but just slightly did it with a nail file, but not a sanding band. So I've done the most extreme to my nail bed, so I've known what works, what does not work for my nails versus other people, or when I'm working on this practice hand. And as you can see, I'm not going on the nail bed. I'm literally tickling the sanding bed where the fake nail meets the nail bed. No higher, no lower. Mind you, I am going to go lower to get some scratches into the nail tips because I am using gel, and you need scratches in the bed to make gel stick to anything. If you pay attention, I am lightly tickling it. I'm not adding no force, no pressure. I'm letting the sanding band do its work like it's supposed to. Just lightly tap, 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 tap. I know sometimes they hold it against. I try to do the least amount of damage to the nail bed as possible. Because it's just a heads up of not hurting the person or not damaging the person's fingernail or anything of that matter. Once I said, tickle it against the line, don't hold it against the line. You don't want to make no heat spikes. And once again, you're just trying to blend that nail tip into the nail bed. Sorry about being out of focus, out of frame, and all the other stuff. I'm gonna get better with me doing my nails, especially on my practice hand because I understand that sometimes it be lagging, less of a par. Like I said, tickle the sanding bed across where the nail tip meets the nail bed. And right now I'm just scraping up the entire. And from here, when I go on the tip itself, and normally what I do, I go straight down tip to get the center, and then I go parallel the nail up and down to get all the edges inside, just to make sure I get the entire nail tip. And once again, when I do this, I go straight down the middle, which is going back and forth, going down the vertical of the nail. And then I turn it to go parallel, and I go up and down on one side. And then I start from the other side, and from this side, I work the nail, and I go back all the way to the other side. Mind you, I don't know why I don't start from the left side of the nail and go back, but it's easier for me, since I think I'm a right hand, to buff down first, do the left side, and then go from the right side and then continue the right side to the left. Technically, this is my preference. Y'all don't have to do it like this. It's just, it's been easier for me to get what I need to get done if I do it that way versus the other way. Right now, I'm just tickling that line again because it kind of looked like it was still out there a little bit. Like around this time, I go over everything that I missed, everything I did not hit. This is the time to, how can I say, touch yourself. Well, touch the nail on where you messed up. So just make sure you get all the bad little angles, little corners that y'all missed, whatever. Make sure you knock that out on this round because after this, it goes straight into dusting it off and going straight into product. So just make sure you hit them corners, them angles, hit all that stuff up and make sure you get a nice scrape the bottom, everything. Like I said, I'm using gel. So that is a thing. So let's get that started. Sorry for that again. Like we always say, I live by airplanes. We don't have no control over what goes in my house. So now I'm wiping off with slip solution. Just making sure I get all the dust and everything off the nails. Right now I'm just cleaning the dust up under the nails because sometimes there's dust that get up under the nails.
So basically, I'm just putting a guideline for where to go. Mind you, this is not a really movable gel.
So this is a gel. Mind you, it's going to skip ahead. The camera died off on me again. Um, I basically coat it and then I make a very thin layer of the gel to basically coat the nail or coat the nail at the tip. That way I'm not going straight with design on the person's skin or whatever. So you put a small layer at the bottom of it, mainly on the back of the, excuse me, mainly on the back of the nail just to cover up their nail bed and you don't have to file all the way down when you need to get out their original design. So keep that in mind. And like I said, after I coat all these nails, you won't see me fill in the back of the nails because the camera died on me. So once again, I am so sorry for in advance of you not being able to see me buff. The next clip that you'll see clip in will be me buffing to smooth off that small little gel layer I did off. So right now you're going to see me buff out any rough edges that I put with the gel polish. I'm thinking the next time I do this, I'll start off with the poly gel. Poly gel is easier to make a smooth base than just like regular gel. But it is kind of easy to do it. It's just I like to make a smooth base, especially since of the design I was planning to go with. It was going to be stickers and stuff instead of like glitter and encapsulation. When it's like glitter and stuff, it's not really important for you to buff it smooth or if you're not like putting gel color on top of it. And the reason why I say this is because when you put the gel, the next layer of gel to put the glitter on top of it, it will just basically fill out all the dips and divots that the product or whatever you use does not fit. But because I was doing very thin amount of things with stickers and stuff, I was like, let me make a very smooth base before I start my official design. So that's what you see me do. I just go with the nail file, and then eventually I put down the nail file and I get the drill bit and I go in the back of the cuticle. And the reason I go in the back of the cuticle now is because sometimes when you do this base layer, because you're more aligned trying to fill it back, sometimes it fills in the cuticle. And with my practice hand, I just always like to go around the cuticle just to make sure I'm never building too much cuticle. That way I have like perfect nail beds for my next set. So yeah, you just basically see me filing the nail smooth. When you see me go up and down like this, it's just to make sure that I don't have no lines going vertically on my nail bed. And my thumb going across the base of it is just trying to feel if there anything that I'm missing. I pull out the drill bit, and if you see, I do a light little dusting of the nails. I go around the cuticle area very lightly, and then you see me go back and forth across the nail vertically. And like I said, I go around the cuticle because it is a practice hand and I want this practice hand to look as real as possible. I'm running how many times I use it. I do plan to buy another kind, but for right now, this is the one I use. Lightly go over all of them, put the nail file away, go in, straighten out the walls a little bit. And I do this constantly just to make sure that my design is somewhat in the middle of the nail. If I don't kind of shape the size a little bit, I don't really know what is the center, so I don't know where the design is supposed to be placed or where it's supposed to put down. So right now I'm just going against all the nails, making sure they all somewhat symmetry, just make sure all the shapes are somewhat equal. That way when I go in with my designs, the designs will be somewhat on the same idea of each of the nails. And then go across the tip. Make sure the tip is real nice and done. Now once again we'll get some acetone and wipe all the nails off, remove all the dust from each of the nails.
So I got the Max White Cocoa Stylist. And the reason why I got this is because I just really want to put one layer of white on this nail. Not several different, not multiple, just one coat of white.
I gotta say, I'm incredibly excited.
So I'm going to dip it in there again and just do one last coating over the whole nail. Like I said, it does not have to be completely perfect because it is going to have marbles and some stickers on top of it, and it is going to be encapsulation. I just didn't want all my nails to be completely see-through this time. We're trying something a little bit different. Now I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds. Cover my gel pad. So I'm going to do a marble. So
I gotta
I
say, I'm
have those three
incredibly excited.
colors, well, four, and then I'm going to basically get white and kind of just string it, string the colors. So I'm gonna get the nail and pick up. Oh wait, I forgot the main part is this is her design. So I am going to need blooming gel and put blooming gel on top of all of the nail.
I gotta say, I'm incredibly excited.
After you put the blooming gel on there, make sure you don't forget the blooming gel. Most important thing about this look. But I'm about to clean this brush off because the color kind of did stuff I didn't want it to do.
Now, when you touch it to your nail, you're really trying to make it float above the nail. You're not making the brush touch the nail, you're literally just allowing the color to attach to a blooming gel and you're just gliding the brush over the nail for the color to just slip off the brush and touch the nail. You're not digging the brush into the nail. As you can see, I lightly touch it. You see it connect to the gel polish, and then I just glide my brush over the nail on the way I want it to look. Don't push the brush into it. You're gonna mess up a marble. Just lightly touch it. Scoop the color from the marble on the whatever you put it on. If it was the mirror like I did, or you have a palette, you put it on. Scoop it, lightly touch it. As you can see, you saw the gel touch it, and I just glide the brush over the nail. Scoop color. And once I get the first contact, I just keep on gliding the brush on how I want it to go. touch, and just glide. Just make sure you gliding. Don't dig into the color, just glide the brush over the nail.
So that's as much as I'm going to do. So I'm just gonna get a brush with gold and then kind of string a dot up that way. Try to so at this point I'm just trying to cure one finger. Let's try to do the other now.
Same with the other nail. I just lightly touch the brush onto the nail bed and just glide the brush over the rest. Scoop the color from your palette, lightly touch the brush to the nail bed, and just glide the gel polish off the brush. Scoop again, and you just gliding the color off the brush. Scoop. Make sure the gel touches, as you can see, and then I just glide the color off the gel brush. Or Auburn brush. It's not a regular gel brush, it's an Auburn brush. And then I basically let the color just glide off the nail brush. When I did it on this side, I was trying to extend the side up a little bit more. So I went from bottom to top, just like I'm doing right now, bottom to top. Okay. Make sure it touches and just lightly glide the color off the brush.
Basically, we're curing both of the nails that we put marble on. So for right now, we're going to go in with this plate right here. So from here, let's get. So I'm gonna get this one right here. They're a little bit smaller than the other one. Better for the pinky nail. Mind you, I have a lot of different. Oh, come on. Okay. This is the first half. And then I need to. So now from here, I'm gonna get one of these flowers. Basically, I'm going to get one of these and cut it in half. So from here, we're gonna do the two other nails with flowers. I'm going to open my other pair of, and the reason I use this one more for encapsulation when I want to like, is because like polygel. Don't get me wrong, I love polygel. Probably the best product I like using because it's the first, well, not the first, I started using stuff like this when I first started. But at the same token, I've gotten used to polygel. But for encapsulation, I prefer more of something that will sit or something is easier for me to move around for stuff to get into it. And for stuff like that, this stuff works a little bit more than polygel. I use this. So, mm, now I'm going to get these little pieces. And then get these little pieces out that kind of cut off or fell off beforehand. And then so from here, I'm going to close all these little flower pieces and go in with the foil. So basically, I'm just getting four gold pieces with this cuticle nipper and just cutting small little pieces with it. Okay, I have four pieces to use for this nail. This one, this nail, and this side. And right now, I am going to do a coat on this one. That way, I'll be able to put some gold piece, well, pink shiny pieces. So basically, after I put it on the nail with the guiding tool, it kind of break it up more on the nail. And I'm just basically surrounding this Louis Vuitton sign. Now we'll do the other. Make sure you put it on there and kind of move them around. with the. Why am I about to mess up? I'm confused. Oh, okay, now I realize how I messed this up. So, uh-huh. Basically, put it in the yellow and then I kind of break it up. That's about it. Like, there ain't nothing more complicated to it. I just wanted something that was really girly, and I've had these Nan brand stickers for almost 6 months, probably longer. Well, getting close to 6 months. Some of them is a little bit shorter, so I was like, I might as well use them. The encapsulation pieces, like the name brand encapsulation pieces, I've literally had them for about the longest. So it was time to get them out and use them in any way possible. And this was the way I saw fit. So from here, I'm going to and from here, I am going to cure.
So I'm using the Cart Poly Gel for this part. Normally I just squeeze it out of the tube and place it on the nail. Nothing too complicated. I did the other two nails off camera, so y'all not gonna see that. I just want to show you how I did two nails, so both of the other nails are already encapsulated. So in the dish before on the side, I have sip solution with its 3 parts of water, acetone, and alcohol. So normally what I do, I start patting the product down. I know there's a big glob at the back, but that's what's going to help me build the apex and fill up the cuticle area all in one go. Like normally, but normally I always like to make sure the tips is encapsulated first before I start working the product up towards the cuticle. And the reason why, if I can get the bottom completely covered, when I start pushing it towards the back of the nail, I let it rest for a little bit. That way it can start kind of sinking into little pieces that the gel didn't really like encapsulate or cover too much. So I go to the pinky, and on this one I start patting up a little bit because the product stayed in the middle. Then once it goes up, I start patting it down, and as you can see, I'm starting to work down and work it kind of upwards, patting upwards. And the reason why there's a lot of products towards the end of the nail, and I needed to make that flow upward to make the apex and everything I needed to make. So that's why you see me pressing up versus the other one I was brushing down, because the bulk of the nail was in the back of it. Then what I do, I dip my brush in the liquid, and then the little tab you see on the side is a lint free wipe. I tap it once to make sure my brush is not completely saturated, and then I go and work on the poly gel. And then you see me dab on the brush, and then I work back in. Right now, you're just seeing me go, make sure I go around all the cuticle, make sure I get everywhere. And I'm just lightly tapping on it. I'm not digging into the product. As you can see, I'm using the lightly, just barely hitting the product. And once again, you just go lightly tap it until it gets to where you want, until you have your apex where you need it to be.
Shit. Don't do that. Sorry about that. Most likely I just got a package. I ordered some stuff, like some bathing suits that the video coming up for. So just to let y'all know, my videos may be slowing down real soon. I'm now applying to go to beautician school or cosmetology school, however you want to put it. And honestly, I do understand, like, but when you have your license, it's better. So I understand, like, I am self-taught. I did learn a lot of stuff by myself, but I do still want to get my license. I still want to be like professional as possible. So yeah. So this is what I have. Now I'm going to cure it. Sorry, I'm trying to ungunk up my thing. I have like a bit cleaner on my drill. Oh, time to get in the bit. Mind you, some of these bits I had for a minute, but for right now it works. I'll redo more bits. And mind you, when I do my own nails, I rarely use this bit. I have several other bits that I've collected over the years. So, okay. Sorry, camera died. So basically, I got a safety bit, and I'm going around the cuticles. And I lay flat, and then I just go up to get any extra little lumps and bumps. I'm going to change to just a regular sanding bit, and it's just to help me get rid of some of those lines that but that bit cut in here.
So I go around the cuticle, back and forth, straight down the nail, and I'm going to go over all these nails. As you see, I go vertical across the nail, back and forth, and then around the cuticle. And then buff on top again. Around the cuticle again. And I always go vertical with the Zenny sanding band. So once again, we just get the sanding band and just go back and forth. If you can look at the nail, you can kind of see some of the lines are coming out of it. I'm going to turn this off, and I am going to pick up a nail file. So basically, I turn the nail to the side and try to get the little lip that I made for the fingertip or the nail bed. Mind you, you don't have to be this precise, because if it's on a person's hand, it's not going to have all these little divots and add-ins on the nail. And I go up under, try to get that line as straight as possible. Get the edges nice and straight. Cut the tip. And now I'm going to go basically to make the line straight. So I'm basically making a straight line from the apex to the tip of the nail, making sure all the edges are straight. This is a softer grit with the writing on there. Basically, I go straight up and down from where the apex will lead to the tip of the nail. Now I'm gonna go up on the other side. If you see that little lip, that's what I'm trying to get rid of with this file. Basically, I go around the bed straight down to get a straight line. File the other side until I get a straight line. Now I'm gonna try to get a straight wall. And what I'm doing, I'm rubbing my finger down the front to make sure I have a straight line from the apex down to the tip. Check it. We're gonna do the next nail in the same process. Do the side walls first. And while you see me tilting this, I like to have somewhat of a curved edge. Like, I don't know how to explain it, but it makes it have a curved edge from the cuticle wall all the way around. So I start like this and then I start tilting it towards the front. Now you'll get one side wall. You could do the other side wall. And then the tip. Trying to make sure I get the straightest side wall. And then I just buff the top of it. Then I just go straight up and down the nail bed to have it straight from the edge pick to the tip.
So now I'm going to get a buffer block. I turned it like that for a reason. Mainly that way y'all can see the shine the way it looks if y'all haven't seen it all at once. So so I have a non-white top coat. Technically, I'm only gonna put one coat on because y'all know that's the fake tan. But if it's on a real person, please put two coats. I mean, if it's on a real person, put two coats.